Welcome back, everyone. Dan Hodge is with us today, naturalist at Johnny Appleseed Metro Park District. He's talking about tree frogs. This is the dumb question I first asked. First of all, tree frogs are around. We have tree frogs.
Isn't that totally cool?
I didn't know that.
There's a whole family of these tree frogs, and we actually have several of them. But the true, kind of tree frogs that we think of with the little sticky toes and the ability to climb up even vertical surfaces, even smooth stuff like the glass that we have here. They've got these wonderful little toe pads that allow them to do all this.
Which have mucus, you said.
Yeah, a little mucus on them, a little adhesive. It's really great.
Okay.
I don't think it's the same one they used in Post-it notes.
Right,
but,
not the same thing. Should be.
These tree frogs are totally cool. So, typically I like to talk about frogs in the springtime when they're calling. And tree frogs certainly have a wonderful call. This kind of throaty...
Oh my gosh. That's a tree frog we just heard right there?
Yeah, yeah. So that one usually calls kind of late into the spring, and sometimes it continues into the summer. Probably won't be hearing a lot of that right now.
Okay.
But what we will be finding is the babies. So, of course, tree frogs are like all the rest of the frogs. They lay eggs in water. Those eggs hatch to tadpoles. The tadpoles swim around. I've had several people tell me that they've got some, in a little pond, or, they've seen some nearby their house. And then they come out of the water and they've grown legs and lungs and their eyes have moved and they've started eating bugs. They're really just crazy animals. So I figured I've got two of them in here. One of them is okay with being handled. And here, Jeff, I think we can start
I got to squirt my hands down, don't I?
I'll give you some a little bit of water here.
Okay.
Because these amphibians have slimy skin, kind of smooth, slimy skin, and we don't want to sort of hurt. They don't have any scales or anything like that. Look at how cute that is.
He's adorable.
Much cuter.
This isn't like a joke and he's like poison his skin or something and I start convulsing.
No, there you go. There you go. Here, put him in this little box here. We'll see what we can do with this.
Is he going to eat?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if he gets hungry. I'm not really sure. I figured I'd give it a shot. And there he is.
That's a heck of a lunch for that.
And you see him holding on to the side of the container there too, with those sticky toes. Even as I move it even more vertical.
And he's just stuck there, right? He's not going to move.
Apparently, he's not too hungry.
Interesting.
But he tried. Anyway, so these guys are really cool. One of the cool things I think about tree frogs. I love these connected parts of our environment. These guys, they're cold-blooded, so they don't survive really cold temperatures in the wintertime. Instead, they bury underground about as far as they can go, which isn't very far for a little tree frog.
Right.
And they have basically antifreeze in their bodies. They produce this kind of chemical that helps them lower their freezing point, so they don't freeze in the cold temperature. And then, on top of that, when it gets even colder, they can allow their bodies to freeze. 80% of their body freezes solid, and their heart rate stops, and they don't stop breathing. Everything's suspended while they're frozen.
He got one, by the way. Sorry to interrupt you, but he got one.
Great.
Yeah.
So these guys freeze solid in the wintertime.
And then they thaw out in the spring.
Thaw out in the spring and start singing again. What an interesting thing. They love to eat mosquitoes, moths. So they're really great for our neighborhoods. And they're dependent on that leaf litter. And we've talked about leaf litter in the past. We'll talk about it more this fall, I'm sure. But they need to be able to bury into the ground, too. So what an interesting sort of connection, right? We talked about mosquitoes. We'll talk about leaves. These guys are part of kind of the whole
chain
picture.
there.
Yeah.
Quick question. Why do they sing? Is that a mating thing?
Yeah, absolutely. So the males are calling for the females. And it's an incredible energy expenditure, too. They're shouting really like 100 decibel, like really loud. And for long periods of time, too. So I can't remember. I couldn't find the source of it, but I had a friend of mine tell me that when they sing, they got to take a night off because they're basically the lactic acid that builds up in their muscles. They can't sing for 2 nights. At least that's what I've heard. So really cool animals. Gotta love the gray tree frog.
Oh, that's awesome. I noticed the other crickets are behaving. They're not moving now. They've seen what happened. Well, that's very interesting. Thank you for telling us about it, Dan. Good stuff.
Glad to be here. And you can go outside and see these animals hopefully in your neighborhood.
Check out the tree frogs. All right, we'll be back right after this.